So, Capcom is gonna remake Resident Evil 3. Woohoo! Said no one. We gotta back the train up a little bit here because we need to talk once more about this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2 before you guys go, it's time to get real about this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2. And you know, you guys should be thanking me, that I'm willing to step up to the plate and tell it like it is. I have the balls to do so, unlike a lot of these other YouTubers here who just shill. I'm going to show you why this is not as great as a lot of people would make it out to be. And of course, this is just my perspective, but objectively, the stuff that I'm going to show you here today is going to make you think like, damn, maybe Capcom really didn't hit a home run here.
Seriously? What the fuck?
This game is chock full of bugs, things that just break the game. I mean, this is absolutely inexcusable. Yet for some strange reason, it just got a pass. Why? Because this isn't Fallout 76 or Anthem? It's not cool to hate on this game?
That's why I want to tell you, I'm not a hater of this game. I just want to tell you why I'm not enjoying it at all. And I'm probably not even going to play it anymore. I got about 2.5, 3 hours in, and it's not an enjoyable experience.
I'm showing you things that are objectively, just quite frankly, inexcusable, yet you want to give Capcom and Resident Evil just the pass card. Well, here's the pass card. We won't bat an eye there.
Hello, I gotta go.
Now, we move on to this scene here, which is so funny to me. It's so funny because it's so terrible. We see Leon, Claire, get down! Shoots a zombie point blank in the head. The zombie goes down, it dies. That is a thing that is not in the game. This is actually how it plays out. As you can see, completely, totally different. Now, I would have been fine with these superhuman fucking zombies had they explained it within the story, like, oh yeah, the fucking virus is here and the zombies are damn powerful. You know, something to that nature, I would have been like, okay, this is excusable. But when it takes 14 headshots to take down a zombie or a shotgun at fucking point blank range and it still doesn't go down, that's objectively bad game design. Period, end of story. Yet you're going to excuse them. You're going to make excuses for Capcom. Like, well, MacLeod, if it were a one shot, one kill, that would be boring. This presents a challenge to the player. This is survival horror. No, it ain't. Remember how everyone was telling me, because I made a video and I said, oh, Resident Evil 2 Remake is only 3 hours. And everyone's like, no, it's not. Back when the director said that it was 10 hours long. And here are those articles. 10 hours long, 10 hours, 10 hours. Really? 10 hours? Someone did a speedrun. Yes, I know, speedrun. Someone did a speedrun and they completed the game in an hour. But I know you're going to sit there and say, well, MacLeod, obviously they're going to complete it really quickly. They're speedrunning the game. Look at this chart here. Look at this chart here. It's the shortest Resident Evil game. It's shorter than Shinji Mikami's Resident Evil, and it's shorter than Resident Evil 4. This is inexcusable. And I know you're going to come at me with that argument, oh, Michael, well, did you know in the original game you could complete it in like 40 minutes? Yeah, sure, you could. But may I remind you that the original game, Resident Evil 2, is from 1998, over 20 years old. This, folks, is a modern day 2019 video game. You shouldn't even have the capability to complete it in under an hour. That's inexcusable. But you don't care, because again, Capcom gets the pass. Oh, none of these things really matter, Michael. It's such a great experience, because the only thing I reviewed the game on is the style and the presentation and graphics. Great production values. Therefore, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. It's a real survival horror game. No, it's anything but that. But now we set our sights on to this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3. Really, Capcom? Look, I'm a nice guy. I'll give Capcom a second chance with Resident Evil 3. But I implore Capcom to do something right here with Resident Evil 3, an all-new edition of Resident Evil 3. Please, do the right thing and make Resident Evil great again. I'm serious. You know? Because what you showed off here in this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2, look, the execution, it just wasn't quite there. Maybe the intent was, but the execution fell flat on its face. And if you're just going to simply take those assets that were in this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2 and paste them into an all-new edition of Resident Evil 3, well, that's going to be boring. And it's going to be another missed, failed opportunity for Capcom. And now, we go back to Resident Evil 2, this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2 real quick, folks. People are already leaving, abandoning the game. They're done with the game already. And as I'm recording this video, it's only been out for a week. Look at the Steam charts here. It's so sad how people are just moving on already from this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2. Such a soulless, forgettable experience. You go back to the 1998 game and it's like, damn, game has character. Game has that charm to it. This all-new edition of Resident Evil 2 is really just, like I said, shit on the bottom of my shoe. If I had to review it, I would give it a 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10 to be frank with you guys. I'm being honest. You know, and like I said, you guys should be thanking me, because at least I'm willing to step up to the plate and be real with you guys about this. And perhaps it's an unpopular perspective. Perhaps it's an unpopular opinion, but today I showed you objectively why this game